For the first time ever, we were racing in downtown Birmingham, Alabama at Protective Stadium. Welcome to the SMX Insider post-race show. Jason Wygant and Ricky Carmichael. A lot to talk about tonight, but really, if you look at the result at the end, it doesn't appear that there is that much to talk about. It is turning into the Jet Lawrence show quite rapidly here in 2024.
Well, that was just 2 in a row. Okay, 4 on the season. Let's not get carried away. Now, if he pulls the hat trick off next week in Indiana, then I think it's going to be an uphill climb for the rest of the competitors.
Okay, so he does get the job done tonight, spoiler alert, and they threw everything they had at him. We'll show it to you with the highlights. So opening ceremonies as the Alabama crowd gets to see the beginning of Monster Energy AMA Supercross. Never had a race, as we mentioned, in this stadium before. Eli Tomac looked great winning his heat race. Chase Sexton looked great winning his. Maybe they had the 18 of Lawrence up against the ropes. But as soon as the gate dropped in the main event, Lawrence had a different tale to tell.
What a start by Cooper Webb, but he gets in a little too hot, and that allows the 18 of Jet Lawrence to sneak up the inside. But I thought the 2 was going to go for the pass early on.
It was right there, Webb and his teammate Justin Cooper in the number 3 spot. Then Ken Roxon on a roll here.
Boom, out of nowhere. Look at that, slides his rear end around that corner, breaks it loose, gets a good drive coming out of the corner, fires onto the on-off, makes a move.
That's a pass on Sexton, and now an aggressive move around the outside to inside on Cooper.
You go back to what I was talking about. If you're going to make a move or a pass like that up front, you got to get uncomfortable, and he sent it, Kenny did, to get by Justin Cooper. Oh, that explains it.
Yes, we saw Justin Cooper get back around Sexton. Now we know why. Woo.
Oh, he got an uppercut by his Renthal handlebars as well. Chase Sexton did. Woo.
Not the night Sexton wanted. Certainly was hoping for podium. Webb did everything he could to keep Jet Lawrence in sight, but he couldn't. And Lawrence is going to make it 2 in a row. We knew it was important for these veterans to fire back after he won Daytona. Now he has 2 straight wins. He's happy with himself. Good sportsmanship here between he and Webb. Webb has been giving him a lot of props lately, just admitting this kid is good. And Roxon, a great ride for 3rd.
Yeah, great ride by Roxon. Marches up through the pack and made some moves on some very hard competitors.
On the podium,
look at
Kenny,
Griffin
I love it.
up there. I love it. I mean, Courtney and Kenny are great parents, and I love to see that.
So here are the results from Birmingham. Sexton ends up 4th, winning that battle with Cooper. Anderson comes through and passes Tomac late. So Tomac 7th, not what he was hoping for.
Yeah, some stuff that I saw, and just the attitude on his bike and his riding position and posture. I hate to see this at this stage of the game, and I want to keep believing, but I need to see something serious.
Yeah, back-to-back runner-up rides for Tomac, but now the 7th. Here's the back half of the field. Cian Cirulo 12th. Colt Nichols, first race of the year for him. He puts his Beta in 13th ahead of his teammate Bloss. Harrison 15th, Gordon behind him. John Short and Ferrandis had their races, I believe, end early with crashes. Show you the 450 point standings. Brought to you by Monster Energy. It's now a 13-point gap. Lawrence to Webb. That's manageable, but you're getting a little worried about Sexton, Tomac here?
Yep, I am. You see, right outside, even Tomac, I think he's on life support. He's going to need some help. He's going to have to string some wins together. And based on what I saw here tonight, he's got a lot of work to do to even get to a stage where he's got to win. Now, anything is possible, but yep, anyone behind Chase Sexton is going to be tough, straight up.
Yes, because you get 25 points for a race win, and now Tomac is more than 1 race behind. But they're not just playing for this Monster Energy Supercross Championship. We'll race the Pro Motocross Series in May, and then go to the 2nd ever SMX World Championship playoffs. That'll start September 7th, returning to Charlotte ZMAX Dragway, and then new venues, Texas Motor Speedway and the Strip, the drag racing facility in Las Vegas.
I've been to both of those facilities.
Yep. Cool.
Fantastic facilities. You guys will definitely want to turn up. I mean, you're talking about fans, plenty of stuff to do there, and it's going to be some great racing.
And you never know who will catch fire by the time we're racing many months from now in September. Could even be this man, Justin Cooper, making big advances in his 450 career. For more, let's send it down to Will Christian.
Thank you, Jason. I have Justin Cooper with me now, and what a night for you, Justin. You were running up in the pack there for a long time. What did it mean to you to do that? What were you learning? Just take me through the paces there.
Yeah, I was really just waiting to get off the gate in a main event like this, and it shows how good the start can make a race for you. So just kept reminding myself to go with these guys. I was following Cooper for a while and was just trying to get away from the pack. And it was a long race. It was more mentally tiring, just the focus that it took through the ruts and the rhythms to nail them every time. So yeah, overall it was good. Those guys were pushing me in the middle there, and I think they just caught me a little bit, being a little bit lazy and settling a little bit too much. But yeah, we'll learn from it. We couldn't hang on to the podium spot, but it was a good fight, and yeah, getting closer.
So Ricky was in the booth, obviously, and he's saying maybe there's a little bit of physical fatigue coming, but you said it's more mental. What's the battle with that? What goes through your head? Is it a disbelief that you're kind of in that position, or is it just there's so much going on?
Well, yeah, I was pushing, and then, it's so many laps that, I settled for one lap, and those guys kind of sense that, and they attack. So, yeah, it just caught me slipping a little bit, and that's kind of what I have to learn. And for me, that pace is high, so it is tough to go the 20 minutes at that pace, but it was a good start, and yeah, happy to hang on to that position for as long as I did and gain that experience battling with those guys.
So now you have that. What does this tell you moving forward? I mean, the season's been good for you so far. Is there more in the tank?
Yeah, I think we're trending in the right direction, and I think 7.65 the last three. So yeah, if that says anything, hopefully we'll be on the box here soon.
I reckon it does. Congratulations, Justin. We appreciate your time. Thanks.
Show you the 250 highlights from our race in Birmingham. This 250 East region has been crazy so far this year. Max Anstey, a slim points lead. A couple of riders only 1 point down. And then it got crazy right off the rip tonight.
I mean, wow. You watch the 43 of Hammaker. He hit like a ton of bricks. And that's the first time, really watching it in real time. He got slammed down. He's lucky he walked away from that.
Deegan.
Look at Deegan's showing his displeasure. And when you go back and you look at the slow-mo, then he goes over there, and he's all up in the pits at the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. That was Seth Hammaker's mom there, I believe it was.
Telling him to get out of there.
Shooing him away.
So Hammaker and Deegan both have to reset, race the last chance qualifier. Hammaker wins it. Deegan finishes up in second. They will have bad gate selections for this, the main event. There they are toward the outside. So a steep hill to climb. Things have been rough on both of them at times this season. Great start for Chance Hymas. Leads them into the first turn, but nice job on the inside by Jeremy Martin. Take the lead on the number 6, and there's Tom Vial to go to the lead.
Credible ride by Tom Vial, credible weekend, what do you say? I mean, coming off the dub at Daytona, then backing it up here. The only thing he has left to do, go to Indianapolis, win with a set of whoops. Now, this is where it starts right here. You see Deegan goes off course along with other riders. And AMA is going to take a look at that, I'm sure.
Tough one for Jalik Swall. Watch the left-hand corner. He was battling for a first-ever podium for Triumph. That new brand goes down.
It would have been great to see him get on there, get on the box there. But we talked about in the broadcast, he leaned the corner over too much, and then Mac's bike expires. And I hate this for that Firepower Honda team. They've had a good run going so far.
Huge shakeup. That was the series leader coming in, and his bike was done. He knew it. And with that, he told Jason Thomas during the race he thinks his championship hopes are done as well. Heartbreaking for the little team that could and led it early. And this man is catching fire at the right time. Back-to-back wins, one in a speedway, one in a stadium, and the points lead as well for the Frenchman, Tom Vial. And it's not over for Deegan here. He catches Cody Schock. This is the last turn of the race.
He tees him up. You got to give it to Schock for leaning in there to be on guard, to guard the position. And Deegan just had way too much drive and weight going forward. Look, he's trying to plead his case to the AMA. AMA is going to look at it, and I don't think it's going to work out well for Haiden Deegan. This will be a night he'll want to forget.
A night to remember, though, for Tom Vial. Said he was curious to see if he could turn that Daytona win into a traditional stadium win. It took 7 days to do it. That's it. And good ride by Hammaker. Rallies for a podium right behind his teammate, McAdoo. And there are the results. Pierce Brown, 5.54 to start the season.
I know, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And you know what? Consistency is going to be key. But we got two-time winner Tom Vial right here. You better take notice, because if he figures out, if he wins again and rides well with regular whoops, I think he's the favorite for the championship.
He's
myself
definitely,
personally.
staking a claim right now. You saw Deegan is 7th. We're not sure if there will be a penalty coming, though.
The reason that I say that about Tom Vial is because he's a two-time MXGP, MX2 champion. So my point is that he knows how to win races, and he looks very comfortable the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, unlike a lot of riders in this class, he has championship experience, not in this particular division. But he knows how to manage it if he can start to extend that points lead. Right now, it's just 1 over McAdoo, who has second in the last 3 races. So he's been good. Deegan now 10 points back as of now, unless he's penalized, could be further back. Cody Schock still with a great season, 5th in points, 13 back. I don't even think you can count out Hamaker right now.
No,
15.
Hamaker, yep, this is inconsistent as some of the finishers have been, for sure. Yeah, you got to keep your eye on him.
And Anstey, just heartbreaking.
Yeah,
now
painful.
21 points back.
Painful, and then again, they don't have too many races left, so we'll see.
So that's our 250 class. It has been super unpredictable, but it's getting the air of predictability with Vial winning the 2 in a row. But we really got to dive into Deegan here. I know that he sends it, and he's got that.
He's polarizing.
Yeah, he is, and definitely tonight. But let's take you through all of this. Look, he rides aggressively, and even off the track that spills over here.
I mean, I understand his frustration with the 43. The 43 gets checked up by Deegan's teammate, Bennick, and there's nowhere for Hamaker to go. Could Hamaker have slowed down? Of course he could, but he's in the moment. Things are happening so fast. I think it was a racing incident, but at the same time, Deegs could have, in my mind, gave a little grace, gave a little more room. He was coming over at a pretty sharp angle. Probably won't like my analysis on that, but that's a fact.
Then off the track of the main. Sorry, and then into Cody Schock at the end.
Yeah, and then to Cody Schock. Now he's going to say this was it's for position. I'm fighting for the championship. Cody Schock's going to say, nah, that's messed up. That was overly aggressive. And you know what? They're going to leave it. They're going to leave it in the hands of the refs. You never want to do that. But I will say, as a big picture, if you're Haiden Deegan, listen, I know that you know, he's electrifying and people love him and he's going to create chaos. But at the end of the day, you're going to need favors packing up or coming back from the back of the pack. And he's burning some serious matches, and there's a lot of people that are not pleased with him. He's going to need favors someday. You can't be the villain all the time.
And he's not getting them from Hamaker or Schock.
I'm telling you right now.
Going forward.
I'm telling you right now, it won't work.
Let's get an update on potential penalties. We'll send it down to Will Christian.
Thank you, Jason. That's right. The big question, obviously, for the night there for Haiden Deegan and Mike Pelletier. Thank you for joining me from the AMA. So a decision has only just been made. You've come out. We appreciate you sharing that with us. Has there been a penalty given, and what was it?
There has been. We reviewed all riders that went off the racetrack to start the 250 main event. We determined that Haiden Deegan did gain an advantage while off that racetrack and has received a 2-position penalty.
Okay. Are the team aware at this point?
Yes, they've been notified, and the results are being posted now.
We appreciate it. Thanks ever so much, Mike. So there you go, guys. Yeah, 2 positions for Haiden Deegan.
All right. Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Will. So that penalty is exclusively for the off-track excursion early in the main, not for the incident with Schock.
Yep, not for the incident with Schock. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what AMA does for that collision there in the last corner. Now it's the last corner, last lap of the main. It's 4 points. We'll just have to see what happens. But this is the incident that he was penalized. Had he not done this move, I want you guys to watch right here. As soon as he grips it and goes for it. Now, he was behind the guys. He's behind a Honda. Let's look over and see if he gets back. Yeah, see, it's hard for me. I need to see the full view.
Yes.
I need to see the full view. I haven't seen the full view, but nevertheless, that was a penalty, and got to take your medicine.
2 positions, and the position he was in will probably cost him 2 points in the championship. It's really unfolded partially because of how difficult this track was. For more on that, let's send it to Jason Thomas.
So I'm standing in one of the corners here in Birmingham, and this is one of the reasons that they built a slightly easier track tonight, because you can see how much it was deteriorating. Had it rained more tonight, this would have been nearly unrideable. And this was after hours and hours of track work was put in. You can see how deep it was. So as you saw, you know, Cooper Webb made mention of mistakes that he was making throughout the main event. Jet Lawrence mentioned how patient he had to stay. Well, this is exactly why. Imagine trying to double and triple out of ruts like this, let alone just get through them. So watching the best riders in the world kind of pick their way around a racetrack and make mistakes along the way, this is exactly why.
Monster Energy Supercross is proud to support the kids and families at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and our hashtag LoveMotoStopCancer text to donate campaign continues. Go to supercrosslive.com/St. Jude or text the word super to 785-833 and get our commemorative t-shirt. For us, we're going to Indianapolis. That'll be next Saturday. Take us through the Yamaha track.
Yeah, and it's closed, so we won't have to worry about Mother Nature. But normally when we go to Indianapolis Supercross, I love it. It's a traditional Supercross track, right? The back and forths. They put a few kinks and corners in this one compared to normally. Normally it just goes back and forth, back and forth. But I'm going to tell you right now how this track normally develops. If you go back to last year when Ken Roczen won this race, how ruddy it was, it could be interesting and it could be tricky. This track, just from the Yamaha track map, looks very, very busy. So going to be exciting. And I don't expect anything less than what we've seen all season long. So this is going to be a great racetrack next weekend at Lucas Oil Stadium.
It makes me laugh because you're saying it's a dome. We finally don't have to deal with Mother Nature, but you're right. Sometimes that's, even though it's inside, the most treacherous track of the year in ways with those ruts.
Because it gets so ruddy, and depending on how much snow they've had up in that area and how wet the ground is, will predict on how ruddy the track is going to be. But that for some reason, that stadium always produces drama.
It does, and it produces a great crowd, so that'll be exciting. So what are you looking for? First, I'll start 450 class. What do you think going to, where are we going next week? What could be on the line here?
Okay, so what I look for is the number 18 of Jet Lawrence, and can he pull off the hat trick and get three wins in a row? That's number one. Then I'm going to look to see how Cooper Webb responds and how he runs and comes out and runs those first 5 to 7 laps. Can he get that intensity and run those sprint laps early? I can expect that that's what they're going to be working on this week at the Star facility in Cairo, Georgia. And then Eli Tomac, where is he at? I was a little bummed for him at some things that I saw at the end of the race, just little clippets, how he's coming out of the corner, the attitude and the style that he was having on his motorcycle, just like not in the attack position. So not sure if there's an underlying problem that we don't know about. But so those are the 3 things that I look for in the 450 next week.
Ken Roczen has won 4 of the last 5 in that building, including last year and the sweep of the residency back in 2021. As for the 250 division, what are you looking for there?
Well, Tom Vial. So he's won Daytona. He won a traditional Supercross, although, and I just have to assume that this is in the back of his head, he would probably want to go win Indy, number 1, to pad his points championship, but there'll be traditional whoops. So once he does that, then he has won in all 3 types of Supercross tracks. He's won at Daytona, he's won at a Supercross track inside of a stadium with no whoops, and then a regular old Supercross track.
There will be
That's
no
what I'm looking
left
for
after that. He's trying to take this thing by the throat. So we'll show you how to watch our race from Lucas Oil Stadium. Race Day Live kicks it off with qualifying coverage at 1:30 Eastern on Peacock and the SuperMotocross Video Pass outside the United States. And we'll be racing at 7 p.m. Eastern again on Peacock and the SMX Video Pass. We will have a re-air in the middle of the night on CNBC for you DVR folks, so set that. SuperMotocross.com for all the information. We really look forward to it. 250 class keeps us guessing, and now the veterans of the 450 division are on the back foot. They need to respond against the rookie, Jet Lawrence. It was fun to come to Birmingham for the first time in this championship. For some, though, the memories will not be fond. Max Anstey giving up the points lead with the bike problem. But for Tom Vial and Jet Lawrence, it was definitely a night to remember. For Will Christian, Jason Thomas, Ricky Carmichael, I'm Jason Wygant. We'll see you in Indy.